All right, guys. So today's Thursday, and I know we just had a podcast yesterday, but with the news we received today, it was time for an emergency podcast, I guess you can call it. And a few of you actually tweeted us saying, "Hey, you guys need a podcast for this." And Matt Santangelo, who our special guest is today, he was looking for a podcast too, so it all kind of worked out. I'm Luca LaPorta with co-host Mike. Mike, how's it going, man?
Guys, sorry I couldn't attend yesterday. Something came up.
You got tickets.
Yeah, but thankfully I'm able to. The little snake gave me a reason to get back on here today.
And Matt, thanks for coming out. Hey, I know you were looking for one. We were for this.
Yeah, honestly, it's funny. I was on the road. I stopped over to tweet something out, and then all of a sudden I turned my phone 10 minutes later, and I got a couple feelers for a guest appearance. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, of course. No worries, man. So everybody watching today, I mean, it seems like that everybody's having the same opinion. You know, Donnarumma, he snaked us. So there's no nice way to put it. We thought this guy. We thought he had Milan in his blood, in his veins, and unfortunately he didn't. Everybody always says, "Oh, is it?" A few guys were tweeting at me saying, "It's his agent. It's his agent." You know what? Enough with that. Sorry to swear, but that's just bullshit, guys. Honestly, an agent only does so much. The players will, and I don't care what Earl said. The players will have more power than the agents will. If Donnarumma really, really, really wanted to stay, he would have renewed today. Is it fitting that Donnarumma, they scheduled this with Donnarumma's in Poland with the U21 team, that he wasn't there with Fasone Mirabelli? I don't know. It's a little fishy to me. He couldn't face the music. I'm not sure. Mike. What are you thinking right now? What do you think? I know you were tweeting a lot this morning on the account, but what are you thinking right now? What are your thoughts?
It's kind of hard. I'm going to try and condense it and not make it too long because I know a lot of people kind of share the same opinion. I was actually watching it live because
Cut out. Okay. Matt, go ahead and what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, first off, thank you for having me on. I appreciate that. Secondly, so here's my stance on it. I mean, obviously, many of you who are listening in now follow me on Twitter personally, so you've kind of seen where I'm coming from and what my take is. Yes, in the back of my mind, I was optimistic that Donnarumma would renew. Just for again everything that he's been saying, the GQ Italia article where he pretty much said that I'm looking for places in Milan and this is where I want to be. My family, everyone knows where my intentions. I had kind of optimistic. I was like, it's gotten a little bloody. Will sign and he will commit to Milan and this project. But then a part of me was kind of want to give a shout out to Greg Calvanis, who actually brought this up, and I thought it was fantastic that he did. Similar to the Pogba situation, how Pogba was very silent on the matter. He really didn't speak much. Let everything unfold the way it was. It was kind of like a really scary silence to the entire situation. And I thought that was honestly spot on. We really didn't hear much from Donnarumma, and what most of the fans wanted to hear. They wanted to hear Donnarumma say, we're working this out, or we're doing this, or even give us something to be optimistic about. But it just didn't happen. That's where as it kind of prolonged, and of course, the initial renewal talk was supposed to happen or go down between the 12th and the 13th of this month. As it kind of dragged out later in the week, something didn't seem right because I knew that the Euro 21 Italy side was going to travel to Poland and they have a game on Sunday. So I was saying to myself, well, if he's not going to be there, either it's going to be prolonged or Raiola's already is going to make pretty much the announcement that he is not renewing and not have Donnarumma in Italy to get that backlash, because I think that's, one of the things that kind of came up. So, and yes, obviously it's disappointing to see the Donnarumma is not committing to Milan long term. But it's so that they let him,
Yeah, Matt.
without keep going on for a full year when Milan are really trying to make a conscious effort to get back to Europe. Listen, many fans became loyal to this club and love this club is because of the crest, because of, maybe it's been passed down from generation to generation. One player doesn't define this club. It never will, and it never has, and it never will. And I think, the good thing about this from a Milan fan's perspective is it's coming at a time where Milan are in a pretty good position. We're seeing how active Mirabelli is, on the market, and really trying to wake this fallen giant, so to speak. So, I mean, that, Mirabelli and, Sony are going to do the right necessary, things to get a replacement that's maybe he's not going to be a big name, maybe he's not going to be a superstar, but someone who could hold it down and really just be put Milan in position to achieve their goal next season, which is a top 4 finish. So honestly, let Donnarumma go. It's just, maybe it wasn't meant to be, but when you choose Raiola as your agent, perspective and point of view, you gotta kind of take that into account, that maybe it's not all meant to be the way we all envision it, with him kissing the badge and everything he said. So that's kind of where I am at right now. I mean, Luca.
Yep. I don't know. Honestly, it's just it's so tough because you see a guy who just to the curva suit every single game, waves at him, does this. It's like this guy wants to be loyal. You think he's going to be loyal, but he's not. Mike.
Quotes about him wanting to be. When people ask him what he wants to be at 38, he wants to be wearing the Milan captains on all these different things. Yeah.
No, exactly.
And you feel like you feel betrayed in a way.
I
understand. Yeah.
Mike, you cut out before. Are you back? You're back, right?
Yeah.
You want to add anything?
I'm good.
Okay.
Literally what you guys were just saying right now is perfect. I feel betrayed. Especially, I know me and Luca can talk to this, both only 1 year older than this guy. You look at him as your idol, he's essentially living the dream that many Milanisti would have, growing up, supporting the club, having a chance to start and potentially follow in the footsteps of a Maldini, a Baresi, something like that, or you could become, as they say in Italian, like a bandiera for the club. And he had an absolute golden opportunity to do that. And already at 18 years old, he's already departing. I saw Marcello from AC Milan Club MTL was tweeting. He's like, I understand the move if you do it at 25 years old. You do play with Milan another 7 years, see what you win. If you don't really win that much, then you can go. It makes complete sense, similar to kind of what Kaká and Shevchenko did. However, they actually won stuff with Milan. They built a name. They kind of made the mistakes, and they kind of know what they regret it. But however, this guy's already jumping ship at already 18 years old. We're offering an 18-year-old $5 million per year. We literally are on a rebirth of a giant club, and we're basing all our purchases to convince him. That's where I draw the line, because I've never seen a team done that. We're doing all this for you. Obviously, he is incredible talent. Don't get me wrong, could become one of the very best in the world. But essentially, we helped expose you to the world. We didn't have to start a 16-year-old goalie. We could have easily just got another guy when Diego Lopez and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have to start him, but Mihailovic decided to start him, and we gave him the exposure. He can never repay us and thank us enough for that, and he absolutely betrayed us today. I'm in utter disgust.
I agree, and
to put that in perspective, when you mentioned the pay that he would have received under his new contract, or the reported pay, as we've been hearing the past couple weeks, per year, would have put him, just you guys have a perspective on how expensive that is and how lucrative of a deal that is. That would have made him the third highest paid goalkeeper in Europe, ahead of Buffon, who makes somewhere around 4 million euros per year, but behind Manuel Neuer, who's an established star keeper, has won a World Cup, he's won several honors for Bayern Munich, and David De Gea, who's been proven on that the sensational Atletico Madrid and with Manchester United, and he's been obviously wanted by Real Madrid. Just so you have a perspective of that, Milan did everything they possibly could to make him the banner player of their club. They paid him tremendously well, and this is where you got to applaud Mirabelli and Fassone, because they did everything in their power and their will to get him and to keep him here. They showed him that they wanted to keep him here. They showed him a project. They know you can be the guy, the face of Milan for the next 20 years. But got that Raiola influence. But at the same time, this was Gigio's decision. Most yeah, in my opinion, I just think, if he wanted to stay, he could have said, make this happen. As I was telling Luca earlier, he could have said, let's make this happen. Give me a good wage, give me a wage increase this time. Sure, I stay in Milan because I'm really on board with this project. He didn't want to do it. It's very simple. That's modern football, and that's all I can say.
Yeah, it's just it. I just got a tweet here from my friend on Twitter, Moha Milan. he said, insult him, Donnarumma, Luca, insult him. Honestly, I will insult him right now. I'm going to go off for a minute or so. So, Gigio, number one, I wasted so much time writing that open letter to you, like editing and stuff. You know what? I'm actually offended how much time I wrote an open letter, last week or a week and a half ago, to this freaking guy. And this guy betrays us a week later while he's in Poland. So number one, you pissed me off. Number two, you can't even meet with Fasone and Mirabelli face to face because you're a coward. Number three, you have a fat pig agent who brings lawyers to a meeting to decline the renewal. How does that make sense? I don't understand how that makes any sense. Number 4, 5, whatever. I hope you go to Real Madrid. And I hope the first mistake you make, Donnarumma, they will boo the hell out of you. Cristiano Ronaldo gets booed in Santiago Bernabeu. Casillas, one of the best keepers ever, got booed at the Santiago Bernabeu. Gareth Bale gets booed at the Santiago Bernabeu. And they'll be against you. It won't be like the Curva Sud. I don't even know if they have a freaking Curva there. The Bernabeu is a pretty crap stadium, in my opinion. But they're going to be waving to them. They're not going to be waving back. They don't care about you. We did. Now we don't. You're a loser.
The thing about Donnarumma is I touched on several factors that could have played into his decision in my article yesterday for the Gentleman Ultra. Talked about, this is a very, very risky situation and decision for him to make at 18 years old for multiple reasons. I mean, one, obviously he has a great attachment to his goalkeeping coach, Alfredo Magni. Something where they both have a very good relationship. He knows what is mentally how he's feeling. He knows everything about him. He's been with him since day one. Secondly, he's not going to be in close proximity to his family, who he's very close with, and sometimes we do forget that he is, despite his freakishly large frame, that he is a teenager still. He still has his slight deficiencies with distribution and with footwork. Now, those are certain things that, that are going to be relied upon and under a microscope under a team like Real Madrid. No longer is he going to be handled with kid gloves by the media, by, whoever. If the first bad pass he makes or the first, goal that comes from a bad pass or an errant, whatever, they're going to get on him. And, he wants to be paid like a top keeper. And to me, I still think he can be, obviously. Earning €5 million a year, all bets are off. You're going to be treated and treated hard like everyone else does when they make mistakes. So that's, again, who knows where he's going to go? Real Madrid. I mean, Juventus, hopefully not, obviously. But he's under the microscope now, and he's got a lot of pressure. When he was at Milan, the expectations for him to be so great, he was coming into a situation where everyone was saying, okay, he's a kid, he's going to make his mistakes. That's cool. Milan, they're trying to, revamp this entire project. So they'll take a loss with their what could be future star goalkeeper. And he's created such a high expectation, and he's being taught amongst the best keepers in the world. The pressure's on. He's got to live up to that. Absolutely, he's got to live up to that. So that's something that's very interesting to me. And then you touched on it earlier, just to kind of keep it, wrap it up here. It's one thing if he stayed at Milan for another 5 years and maybe at 24, 25, he said, you know what, I helped Milan win X amount of Scudetto. I helped them win a couple Coppa Italia trophies. I got them back to the Champions League. Maybe we got to the quarterfinals or semifinals, whatever. And then he decided, you know what, I've done all I could with Milan. I'm ready to go on a new journey, just like Kaká did and Shevchenko did.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Milan transfer. He didn't really give Milan the opportunity to, give him everything that the fans wanted to give him, and the team wanted to give him, which was, to say that, hey, I'm in this. I could be in the same class as Maldini and Barres, and he just didn't want it. I guess I don't know. I mean, who knows if he's going to speak on the matter? It's going to be very interesting to see if he does, but I doubt he does. I think he'll probably speak, when he moves to another club, of course.
No, exactly. And it's just, you know what? And I'm going to go off a little bit more here. Donnarumma, I feel like his, amazing this season and a half or whatever, it got to his head. I truly think it got to his head because you're telling me this guy, like we gave him a chance. Nobody knew who he was. Milan fans didn't even know who he was when he was in the Primavera. They just knew his name at most. We gave him a chance, and he flourished in the role. He flourished in it when Mihajlovic gave him the chance. We made him our starting keeper this year. He played every single game this year. We treated him well. The coach, no one's ever
fans praised him, adored him,
exactly.
People crying. Yeah,
and the Curva Sud, Il Barone, the leader of the Curva Sud, he literally came out and said today they made chants just for him. They made chants, and when it was Milan Juve at J Stadium, he went under the Curva Sud and started kissing the badge to the Curva Sud. And you tell me after you kissed the badge at J Stadium after we got robbed of that penalty, you do that and you leave 3 months later? Are you kidding me?
That's the one thing that rubbed people the wrong way. It's one thing if he would have came out and said,
I'm unhappy.
I want to do this. I'm unhappy, or like I'm ready for a new challenge, or whatever, or you know what, or he let his contract expire.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Let my contract expire, and I'll explore this next summer.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's one thing. I could, and yes, that would obviously be frustrating to see him walk for free. But I would at least understand that he would say, out of respect for the club, I'll finish my contract, and then. But to really fan base, even Mirabelli and Fassone and the ownership, like he did. I listen. It's on him. I understand that Raiola has his influences on players and stuff, but handled in a way that it's just you can't repair this. He didn't leave in a manner, and it's kind of shocking too because you think as a teenager, his family would have had a little bit more of an influence on him and say, hey, this way, but it's I don't know, man. I really just I'm waiting for the Curva Sud's statement because it's going to be very lengthy.
They already made one.
Okay, I must have missed it then.
Do you want me to read it out to you? I'll read it out quick. It's pretty.
Read what we got.
Okay. So let's just read it here. Sorry. What just happened is scandalous. I'm not sure if scandalous is the right translation, but what just happened is scandalous. Scandalous. Milan did everything to keep him. In my opinion, we should send him to the stands for 1 year. What angers me the most is this from the Curva Sud leader. Mm-hmm. What angers me the most is that we made some chants just for him and him only. He kissed the badge under us after Milan Juve. That was the one the Milan Bible tweeted out. So,
there's going to be more. Obviously.
Yeah, there's going to be more.
There's going to be the aftermath. I mean, right now, obviously, as you go through Twitter, you see a bunch of it's that anger and angst for the entire situation that people kind of lash out and they tweet things and then this and that and everything. But you'll start to see when it kind of settles a bit, wears off for most Milan fans. A lot of quotes from ex-Milan players. You'll see a lot of people, guys like I think you may see something from Maldini or some of these guys.
I hope so. I hope
come out and say hey, this is how it is, or even like an Inzaghi or whoever. I mean, it's interesting. I would have loved to be in on the conversation or a fly on the wall for the conversation that Buffon had with Donnarumma earlier this week. I would have loved that.
I don't know. Apparently,
he have told it because. I mean, you would hope that a guy like Buffon, who's been so loyal to Juve through such a difficult period going Serie B and through all the great moments they've had recently, that he would say at Milan, you can build something special here. But he could have said also, hey, you could be my replacement. You don't know. You don't know. So that's what's kind of frightening. I think most Milan fans think that if he does leave and they sell him for a huge amount. It'll be kind of okay. Yes, it hurts, but Milan can get a player X replacing who's quality and who's good, who's just as good. But there's always a scare that Milan fans don't want to see him join Juve because it's been such a hot topic and hot conversation.
Yeah, screw that.
Ever since Donnarumma bursted on the scene,
screw that.
Which that would be devastating for Milan fans, and that obviously would hurt me, admittedly. But I mean, I guess we'll have to see what happens in the next couple weeks.
Sure. Okay, Mike, what do you think? In your opinion, do you think we should sell him this summer, or really piss him off and ruin ruin him a little bit by letting him sit in the stands for a year, or send it to Gattuso's Primavera for a year? What do you think we should do?
Okay, I have a really good opinion on it. Just before I go into that, I just want to give props to both Fasson and Mirabelli for standing their ground, especially Mirabelli the last couple of days, who actually called Donnarumma personally, because this got out of control. It took way too long for an answer that ultimately was not what was needed. So props them for standing their ground. And segue into this, I'm approaching it like this. I see a lot of fans, sit him in the bench, don't let him play the whole year. Okay, it's a great punishment. Don't get me wrong. Whether he watches Plizzati play, whether he watches another goalie play, Milan do well, make Champions League, whatever, right? Obviously, it's a big punishment. But I'm thinking long term, okay? We've been constructing a squad right now with the money the Chinese are providing us, and it's been we had quite a few great additions. But here's the thing. I don't want to stop now. If we can continue selling Donnarumma, I don't know, whatever it is, let's say like it's 60 million. Something like that. Bring it up to that point. You can use that money to reimburse it back into the squad and make it even better. Leaving him out for a whole year, okay, that's a pretty big punishment, and it's a World Cup year, and then maybe Real Madrid change their mind or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to remember, next summer he's going to go to free. For example, a team like Juve can pick him up for free.
Oh, I know,
that's
exactly.
Absolute nail in the coffin. I do not want to see him go to Juve for free or someone else for free. Sell him now. He clearly doesn't want to stay.
Yep.
We're going to look bad, actually, because the media is going to twist it on us that we're letting him sit in the stands for an entire season. So just get rid of him now, because I saw someone else tweet it's going to be bad for the locker room. Obviously, he's going to throw fits and stuff like that. Just get rid of him now. He clearly doesn't want to be here anymore. Cash in, and that's it. Make the squad better. Fasone said it best. With Donnarumma or without Donnarumma, Milan's going on and Milan's getting better. So take the cash and go, because clearly this is a whole money conversation anyways. He wants money. Okay, you can go take your money, but we want money back for you.
Yeah. Go take your money. But give us, we're obviously not going to make close to 100 million because his contract is done next year. To be honest with you, I'd rather sell him for like 50 million now than nothing next year. To be honest with you, 50 million can fund a lot. People understand. We already have money. We have money in our little budget, whatever. If we add 50 million there, that signs maybe a Forsberg. That contributes to Belotti. That can get, if we have to negotiate with Roma for Skorupski, a new goalie, anybody, or give Plizzati a chance. Honestly, a lot of people have tweeted, and they're right. Milan have never won anything with the world-class goal. Like, Dida was a great goalie, but he wasn't like...
We've always had a great defense.
Yeah, exactly. But, Dida wasn't world-renowned, amazing, but he was really, really good. I love Dida. I love him so much. But, we don't need that star. We can still win without a star goalie. All we need is a goalie. In my eyes, we need a goalie that's good enough. A goalie that's good enough. That's what we need. A goalie that is good enough.
Look at Keylor Navas.
Keylor Navas is a perfect example. He's good enough.
Yeah.
And Keylor Navas, I mean, I don't even think he's good enough. I'd go as far as saying he's a very solid goalkeeper. I mean, he made a couple fantastic saves. He made that incredible save versus Pjanic.
Past 2 years.
He's been huge for them, and I don't understand how, a lot of Real Madrid fans, I understand that, yes, they want De Gea, you want, the Spanish goalkeeper to kind of, it'll complete everything for them. But Keylor Navas has been a fantastic goalkeeper. I mean, option that Milan go, then I'd be all on board with it. But I think I also want a guy who has experience in Italy, who would maybe the situation, meaning if you get a guy that, he's coming in as Donnarumma's replacement, he'll rise to the occasion. A guy like Skorupski, who obviously I'm Polish, so I'm kind of partially biased towards him, but he's a fantastic keeper. I'm praising him just because he's Polish, and I now want to see some Polish players on Milan. He's a fantastic goalkeeper, and he's had a fantastic year for an Empoli side that was terrible. I think a guy like Skorupski would be fantastic, but as I mentioned to you earlier, Luca, I wouldn't be shocked to see them go with a guy like Neto, who
I
can
don't
start.
want
You know,
Neto.
he's dependable. He's not a superstar goalie. He'll never be a superstar goalie. He wants to be a starter. That's why he's and they may go with a preseason or a camp battle, between Plizzari to see what he's all about, see if he impresses in camp, and and kind of see if there's something there. But I think that Milan are going to get a keeper. They're going to get someone who's good. They're not going to get a guy who's he's suspect. I think when the guy is this impactful, because let's face it, Milan needed every one of Donnarumma's 140 plus saves to get to Europa League. They're not.
Yeah.
They're going to set themselves up for success. Mirabelli and Fassoni are not going to create a project and a squad that's kind of, for the lack of a better term, half-assed. They're going to make sure all the pieces are in place. They're going to make sure they're set up for success, and they move forward. I think I'm more worried about where. If he gets sold out of Italy, I'm okay with it. Honestly, I'm okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think the worst nightmare that people can have is that he goes to Juve, he comes back, and it's because you gotta face him a couple times a year, but you gotta deal with the Twitter banter that comes along with it, which obviously you guys all know how it's gonna be. So
yeah, of course. Well, but the Juve Twitter sucks. I'm not afraid of Juve Twitter. They're boring. They're really boring.
It's banter, but I think this
No,
one
it's
would be
boring.
this one would be very tough
to defend. No,
at
sure.
least Donnarumma can do is hopefully give us some sort of common courtesy. Common courtesy. I did today. But common courtesy and say, what, I'm not gonna stab you in the back and go to a rival. He'll go leave the country, get far away from Milan, and the only possible way that Milan encounter him next would be in a Champions League match or Champions League final, hopefully.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's just, I don't know. Just sell him as soon as possible. We need a goalie though. Remember, guys, Europa League, the qualifiers start at the end of July, so we need a goalie as soon as possible. That basically, what's date today? June 15th.
15th.
So Europa League qualifiers are in a month and a week.
I'm not too worried about that.
I'm not.
We've seen how swiftly and diligently Mirabelli can work. I mean, listen, look how quick he wrapped up Andre Silva. I mean, you're telling me didn't know. I mean, excuse me, Mirabelli, Fassone, and Milan collectively didn't just find out about Donnarumma's decision. My guess is they knew maybe last week that he wasn't going to sign. Then they waited for the end of the week when Donnarumma left for Poland to kind of avoid further backlash in Milano.
Oh no! Honestly,
we've seen how quick they move for players. We've seen this month that they will work quick and they will set up meetings. Mirabelli loves meetings. Let's be honest here. So I'm not too worried. I think it's going to be interesting to see who they get here. I think you don't want to just quickly fill a gap. You want to get someone that can say, hey, we lost Donnarumma, but hey, we addressed the situation real quick, and we got a solid replacement. That's what they have to do, and I think that's what they're going to do.
For me, I'm not even worried about that. I think they're going to get rid of him. I think this is going to fire them up even more. I think this is going to piss off both Mirabelli and Fassoni to, go even harder, in my opinion, because it's a sense of being let down in defeat. My only worry is because I know they're going to replace him. I know they're going to take advantage of the situation, whatever. My only worry is that I don't want to do the petty move and just let him sit and then let him walk.
No way, they're not going to do that. Because that not only does that hurt them, on the market next summer if he walks for free, but then you create a toxic environment at the club, and you can't do that when you have such ambitious goals like the Milan does for next year. Absolutely not. They're going to sell him. I'd be shocked if he stays. I'd be shocked.
No,
absolutely shocked.
I don't want him to stay either. It's just I don't want him.
Let him go.
No, honestly, and this is being real. This is get the hell out of my club. It's pretty simple. Get the hell out of my club. I don't want your stupid ass in my club anymore. I don't want your freaking stupid little badge kisses and your waves. I don't want to see anymore. You know what? You betrayed. It's just you're a man. You're a money whore. You're not a man, Joe. You're not a man.
He's not.
You're a little kid who just wants money and listens to, I guess, other people. I'm not sure, but you're not a man. You're a coward. It's a coward move.
He's a hypocrite. He's the biggest
hypocrite. Like I tweeted the one tweet today. Let me read it out for you guys before anybody says anything. Hold on. Remember in October, Donnarumma to La Stampa. My future, I am playing the team in my heart, which I've always been cheering for. I cannot get any better. It cannot get any better than this. Where I imagine myself at 38, hopefully I'll be playing in goal, maybe within 10 years, wear the captain armband of Milan. Va fanculo, you liar. It's pretty simple. You are a little liar, and I'm sick and tired of it. Of the stupid saga that was on just for this stupid little 18-year-old, guy whose money obviously has gone to his head and his skill has gone to his head. You know what the fact of the matter is? I'm a diehard Azzurri fan. I don't want to support this guy for the Azzurri.
Exactly. That's another dilemma.
I don't want to.
In a way, you kind of hope Alex Meret or
I hope
just
you understand. I don't want to be the guy who I wish the worst for him his career, but I wish he's the backup. I wish that a goalie surpassed him in Italy, so he's not the starter. Because
I agree.
I cannot. Buffon, I like Buffon for Italy. I don't like him for Juve because he's on Juve, but for Italy, it's cool. Whatever. He's a legend. Donnarumma, after you snake us like this, you can go screw yourself. I'm not supporting you for the Azzurri. Meret, Perin, if he ever comes back, Scoufet, anybody else. Fuck, bring back fucking Salvatore Sirigu. I don't care. Marchetti, not Donnarumma, not the coward. I already unfollowed him on Twitter, Instagram. I deleted a lot of pictures from my phone. And you know what the problem is? I had my Twitter header. It was Donnarumma kissing the freaking badge. I got rid of that real quick. It's disgusting. It's just I'm disgusted, and this is not going to affect my weekend or anything like that's coming up or anything. I'm not going to give I'm sorry for swearing in this episode. I'm not going to give a shit. Really, honestly, I don't care. I don't care. This guy, he snaked the hell out of us, so I'll be a snake back to him.
There's no point in dwelling on it. Just move on.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I don't care. Like, if someone, the fact of the matter, if someone talks to you, or everybody knows I'm a Milan fan, like friends and stuff, Donnarumma's gone, eh? What about, you know what? I'll tell him, I'll be like, you know what? He's a coward and he's a liar. He's a snake. I'll tell him that right off. Like, Milan should have offered him more money. No, they shouldn't have. They offered him a good amount of money, a great amount, an absurd amount of money, and with a long-term contract, and they were going to give him guarantees. Like, he's going to be playing every game every season.
That's the one thing that's kind of that's the one thing it's very just confusing. You kind of want to see, that, I mean, obviously we've heard some reports that Real Madrid are offering him €6 million per year. So
yeah, go Madrid for $6 million.
It's 1 million more than what Milan were offering, but it's clear to me that it wasn't the money. It wasn't so much the money because let's face it, he could have went to Man United, he could have went to Man City, he could have went to Real Madrid, PSG, Barca. He could have went wherever, and he would have gotten paid. He's 6'5", he's 18, he's been a star for 2 years. He's going to be the probably most likely, if everything aligns the way it looks, that he's going to start for Italy post Buffon. It's weird. It's weird that now he's leaving when Milan are having a project in place that's very exciting. That's very odd. That's what I don't understand.
It doesn't make sense.
If he would have left last year,
yeah,
when Milan was having the issues with the sale of the club, and because that was one of Raiola's concerns. He said the legitimacy of the club concerns him. That's why Donnarumma hasn't extended yet. And to me, that was fair. That
makes sense.
That makes absolute sense, because you know what, and he wants to play for a winning club that's doing well. So I understand that. But now that Milan get the sale completed, quickly assembling a project that's so exciting, that's being praised by everybody across Europe, not just Italian fans. Even the rivals of Milan are praising. Inter fans, Juve fans are praising Milan for what they've done.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the weird thing. That's kind of off-putting.
I think that's what I.
I'm kind of curious to see who's speaks out about this, because I think, again, like I just mentioned earlier, you're going to get guys who are with Milan that speak out. I don't think you'll get anything from players because he's still with the club. You'll get people behind the scenes. I know who's going to speak out, and I would be shocked if he didn't, is Boban.
Oh yeah, he'll speak out.
Boban, he's going to speak out because he's been very vocal about Milan in the past.
He'll speak out.
And about what's going on. I wouldn't be shocked if he comes out and he says, I know what he's doing. That was very this and that. It's going to be, where there's smoke, there's fire. Trust me, this is going to this is going to go on for a couple more weeks.
I know, exactly. You know what? And just every time I'm going to see his face now for the Azzurri, is going to disgust me. You know what? It's pretty disgusting that you put your trust into a guy and he just snakes the absolute hell out of you guys. And I don't know. It still doesn't make. And someone tweeted at us like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes. It's got to be someone we don't know. We treated him well. He kissed our badge. We gave him the money. There's something we don't know. Well, I don't think it's that simple. This guy, you know what? I honestly hope, and it won't be Maldini because Maldini doesn't have Maldini rejected a freaking position with our team too. I'm pissed off at him right now too. So guys like Gattuso needs to come out and say, you know, he made a bad decision. Come out and say it. He made a bad decision. Do it. Make him feel bad. Make him feel like he's an idiot. Because if you make him feel like he's an idiot, it'd be great. It'll destroy his confidence. He can leave. He can go play like shit somewhere else, and then see you later. That's it. And then he'll be on loan to Chievo in 10 years. It's just just get the heck now. Even though like the players are all on vacation, he's a cancer to the team right now. He's a cancer right now. Get out of my club. Get out.
For me, it's like I think that I don't want to say situation would be better, but like it's the situation's even more worse because of all the stuff he said throughout the season.
Oh yeah,
he talked about the badge, I'm where I want to be. Like if he never said that, and it was kind of like, you know what, he's never really showed interest. Like okay, like it makes sense that like it's not that it's kind of obvious that he would leave, but like there was like no signs that he would. It's just in the last month that obviously renewal talks were coming out, and then like for me, like I'm just gonna guess. I have no insight or anything, but for me, I think originally he was planning to renew. And then probably Raiola was like, you know what, let's wait. Let's not rush. Let's see what offers come out. They got an offer from Madrid, and Raiola obviously used his tactics to manipulate him because obviously he's going to profit off this. And then eventually Donnarumma decided he got brainwashed essentially. And you could even tell like recently with pictures and stuff like that. Like he has like a different presence about him right now. Like he's a little too high on himself right now. He's feeling a little too good, and it makes sense with the situation. So
yeah,
I don't know.
He's a little puppet.
Yeah.
Little puppet Donnarumma. You know what? It's just, you know, you just have, you know what it is? This guy is low character. It's pretty simple. Low character. He's just a low character guy. Honestly, I thought he was
at the best when he turned 18. He's like he's his own man now. He's got to make his own decisions. It's like and in my opinion, he used the influence of because like we said, like obviously it's at the end of the day it's his decision. Like look at Hamsik and Bonaventura have the same agent, and they decide to stay and renew.
Well, Hamsik actually fired.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is that like at the end of the day, it is his decision.
Mm-hmm.
And it's his choice, but
yeah,
I like a lot of influence did come from Raiola manipulating because he's only 18 years old. Like he's obviously gonna like listen to him. He's older and stuff like that. So for me, he got manipulated and he just started believing it. And then obviously at the end of the day, he could have easily followed his heart, but he didn't. So
yeah, no, I don't know. It's just he's a puppet. And I'm gonna go on FIFA now and sell his inform, and of course the FIFA 17 Serie A team of the season because of tomorrow, and Donnarumma's there. Piece of shit. He's there too. So I'm gonna go. And in the chat here, everybody said in the live chat here, they said just went on FIFA right away and sold everything. This guy just went on career mode and sold it on Milan. Thanks Benjamin. I really appreciate it. He said, found this channel a few weeks back. It's a pleasure listening to. Keep it up. Have more frequent uploads. Thanks, Benjamin. I appreciate that. We will. Thank you. Guys, by the way, I unfollowed Gigi on Instagram and everything. I advise you guys do the same. Go screw that guy. Basically, I went on his Instagram. You should check out Check out all his comments. I even added a few.
Incredible.
You can go check a few of my comments. I added in there too. Yeah, no, it's oh my god, it's just what a snake, man. Like he
It's like a
Life goes on though.
Oh
guys.
yeah, no.
You know,
Life goes on. To be honest with you,
I fell in love with this club before, obviously not before he was born, because I'm only I'm like maybe 6 years older than him. Well, I don't even know why I can't count. But the people that you interact with on Twitter, and they fell in love with Milan for
the
a
club.
player, for the club.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? So listen, you got to keep this in mind. He's been with the team for 2 years, right? He's not a Milano born player. He's that's you gotta keep take into account. A guy like Plizzari, who's been with the team since he was 5, now he's 17 and he may get a chance to start. I mean, this guy can be the next guy. Now Plizzari is the next guy, and he could be, but what are the chances that Milan strike gold twice and they get another phenom keeper, a teenage keeper, to come in and just pick up where it's a lot of wishful thinking. So
yeah, and I think they're kind of scared to like give another like teenager a shot at it. Like I'd be
a lot of
little
pressure.
hesitant too.
He hasn't played a game yet. And now you're going to give him the keys. Now you're going to give him the keys to this new project, pretty much, and say, hey, you're Gigio's replacement.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to ask for. Listen, who knows? I think they're gonna get a keeper who's 10 to 15 million. I don't think they're gonna get a 30 million euro keeper. I think they got so many other needs that they want to address first and foremost. I think they're gonna get a keeper who's, again, dependable, and I think you'll see that there is going to be a little bit of a competition between maybe Plizzari and the guy they do get, whether it be Neto, Jose Reina has been mentioned, maybe Skorupski comes up. Maybe Szczesny. We'll check Szczesny. Maybe he comes up. I mean, now he becomes a starter. Who knows?
I don't want Szczesny. I don't want these
who
guys.
I want. I'm just saying.
I know.
I don't think they're gonna get a superstar keeper. I think
we don't need a superstar
keeper.
Maybe
they envision Plizzari as the next guy, but that he's not ready. I think they don't want to thrust him into a situation that's.
Well, they did it with Donnarumma. They just threw him in there.
But you got to understand, they did it with Donnarumma because Diego Lopez was 34. They really did have Gabriel.
He got meniscus in his knee or whatever the hell. He got
exactly. They threw him in a situation. They threw him in a completely this situation where it was kind of like a lose-lose in a way, because they knew that he was good. If he takes his lumps for a couple of years, then eventually Milan could get back to it and he's the starter.
Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry.
I don't think anybody's. I'll wrap up. I don't think anybody expected Donnarumma to rise this quick, and that's what they got to do. They got to make sure they handle this situation. They don't make any rash decisions with who they get, and thrusting Plizzari in a situation to fail.
Yeah. Wait. So sorry, I wasn't interrupting to wrap it up. So Sky's Luca Marchetti just reported that Milan. Hold on. That Milan are going to keep him. They're going to keep Donnarumma until his contract expires next summer.
No, wow, really?
Why? How is that a good decision? So let him walk.
That could also be a way to possibly get like his suitors to ante up a little bit more money.
Or you know what? Yeah,
early.
No, true.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna say, oh yeah. Plus, it's reports again. The media have been hit or miss throughout this entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Raiola was going to show up at the Casa Milan, draft up the renewal letter and a renewal contract, and away we go.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Obviously, it didn't happen. So I'm not buying that. I think early in the summer, and I think they want to see if they can get as much as they can from him. And I think Donnarumma obviously wants to leave now, or else they wouldn't have.
Yeah, and they also said that Milan considered Donnarumma for sale, but without his extension, but could decide to sell him right away to avoid any damage to club atmosphere.
For me, I think they're just throwing out all the options. Like first they say that, then they say they're going to keep him. For me, I think they're just trying to cover themselves so they don't get it wrong, because this is the hottest story right now. So
Yeah, they're not.
no.
I'm telling you, they're gonna sell. They're gonna sell him.
Fasone
I'd
has
be
balls.
shocked.
If Fasone has balls. It's not a. No, I don't know. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Oh, Masato just
Fans,
came
no
out
way.
and said something.
What the hell did Lega Serie A channel just tweeted? Milan don't sell Donnarumma. He gets regular playing time. New look Milan makes Champions League. He re-signs next year. That's not impossible. Nah, screw that, man. No,
No.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not. I'm not. For, and then Hold the Milan just tweeted, "I'd like to report an account, please, at support." He quoted them. No, I'm not. I'm not sitting here. Oh, Donnarumma, please stay. We made Champions League. Please stay. No, we're Milan. We're not some small little poverty club. We don't.
It's again,
We don't.
it's one thing if he said, you know what, I'm gonna hold off from renewing, I'm gonna consider it next year, and then he helped Milan get to the Champions League and they revisited the same talks next
Yeah,
year.
no,
I
he,
would have been okay with
yeah,
that. I would have been okay, and
yeah,
I think everyone would have been okay with that. To kind of
yeah.
say,
You know
hey,
that. You know what?
let's get to the
Yeah,
Champions League, and then we could see where we're at.
yeah. You know what?
For
Yeah,
me,
yeah. They did say
but
today though. They said today it's a firm decision. That's what they said. Firm decision. He's not renewing.
Even
Like,
Daniele Masato came out and said, Donnarumma disappointed us all. You could have become a Baresi or a Maldini. That was exactly my
yeah.
point.
We better not keep this freaking guy.
But
Better not.
apparently, a lot of people are saying that they keeping him is because apparently like Raiola can't really make commission off of a sale. That's kind of why they want to keep him. But at the same time, we're not making money
Yeah,
off.
but I don't care about Raiola's commission. Just sell the guy. I want one. I want.
yeah, that should be the last thing on their mind. You have to worry about
I
yourself
want money for
first. Yeah.
ourselves. And honestly, it's just we need to get money for him, replace him. Get Il Gallo Belotti. Play a 3-5-2 next season. I think it's happening. It's happening.
Possible. I mean, I even said earlier this week, I said the chances of him leaving but Torino, before the World Cup next year in Russia, I had it at 20% just because I started seeing where all the other options were, like Man United were going for striker
What about now, though?
Morata. But now softening because if they can sell him and they could get that extra push in money if they want to really can say, hey, Cairo, we got the money, like let's do this deal. They could.
Yeah.
I don't.
And
Even, I
yeah,
think they could afford him. I think just
we can.
just to keep it. They could afford him without the sale. Selling Donnarumma
Mm-hmm.
would be a little bit more of an urgency, and it would help alleviate some of the pressure to say, "Hey, we sold Donnarumma. Donnarumma's leaving. This is a tough situation for us and the fan base, but we got a guy like Belotti who's born and bred Milanista, and he loves this club and he's ready to be a part of this. So that could be an angle they go, but I think it's still going to be." Because Belotti even said, he goes, this was at the end of the season. Obviously, things change. Words are just words, as we've obviously found out today. He was going to stay another year with Torino. So who knows? And Cairo may not back off his price. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But Milan make moves the past few years or not, they're always the talk of the Mercato, which is funny. I find it amusing and kind of frustrating at the same time.
It is. Yeah, no, it is frustrating. Mike, what do you think? So this guy just tweeted on my timeline. He said, maybe we're gonna keep him so he sabotages World Cup dreams next year.
Mm-mm.
But then again,
because Buffon's playing.
Yeah, Buffon's play anyways, so that's not really.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. That's a relevant comment. I don't honestly. It's just interesting. I am honestly interested to see what we do now. But we need to sell this guy. Sell him. Just get rid of him.
They're gonna sell him.
If Real Madrid says, "Here, we'll give you 40 million euros right now,"
people were saying that they're not going to pay that much in a walk here. They just won the Champions League. Why would they wait?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would they wait another year? They want to get a superstar
exactly,
now.
Yeah, they want to get him now.
Things like that. They always say, "Oh, well, why do they sell this guy? They don't need him." Or why they pay for this guy? They don't need him. A team like Real Madrid, they always want the flavor of the month. They want the hottest product guy on the market. That's the way the big clubs operate.
Yeah,
Clubs operate.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I don't see is that has pinned De Gea to join Real Madrid at some point, whether it be, what was it, 2 summers ago with the whole contract thing not going through the fax machine or whatever it was. Gea is going to join Real Madrid.
Yeah,
There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of
posted.
moving parts here. There's a lot of moving parts. Man City got a keeper, that expensive keeper from the Brazilian keeper, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of moving parts that have to happen.
Yeah.
Sell Keylor Navas to a suitor.
Yeah.
paves the way for them to get Donnarumma. Or if PSG, obviously Kevin Trapp, he's a good keeper. He's not a superstar keeper.
Yeah.
They may say, hey, here's $7 million a year in Paris. Live in Paris. You'll be with Verratti. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. How about a Verratti for Donnarumma swap deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Okay. Hey, Mike,
posted
what
on
were you saying?
Instagram.
They had the meeting with PSG too. And they said that while they Ruma, but you never know. Who knows that didn't come up. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mike, Mike, what were you saying about Locatelli?
He just posted on Instagram, like on his Instagram story, it was
Yeah, I
him,
just saw it.
his selfie with him and Davide Calabria. It was like with a
Yeah.
little like emoji. I wonder if that was a little shot.
No, it's not.
I don't
No.
know. I feel like they would be disappointed too because they look like a nice little trio. I don't know.
Yeah, but didn't they even know yet? Didn't they look into Twitter?
Oh, they definitely know.
You sure?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Think so?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right now, they're in Poland though. Like they're not with him.
Well, it's not like they don't check their phones like we do, and
They are in Poland.
Yeah, they
All
are.
three of
I
them are in
know, but
Poland.
they're not with Donnarumma right now. Donnarumma's in another room. So who knows? To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what Donnarumma is because, you know what? I'm so happy I won't see any more stories with him and one of Raiola's family members. Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh, Vincenzo.
Yeah, Vincenzo Raiola. It's him freaking. He's freaking him sitting there with a stupid smile on his face. You know what, Donnarumma? Lee. Oh, I can't wait. You know what? What should I do now? What should I do? Oh, and then the live chat right now for the podcast is very lit right now. It's lit. They are.
Mihailovic posted a story on his Instagram.
Yeah, Mihailovic.
He added him and he put
I
like
saw that.
used emojis.
Yeah, you know what? Forza Mihailovic because he gave him a chance. And Mihailovic is. Remember when Donnarumma saved Belotti's penalty the first game of the year? Mihailovic started laughing and smiling. Remember that? It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But you know what? Mihailovic knows that. I hope coaches come out. Because everybody's on vacation right now. But I hope coaches come out or people start saying that Donnarumma made a bad decision. I hope everybody comes out and says like he's wrong. He should have stayed at Milan. I hope Ventura, the Azzurri coach, says something like I wish Donnarumma would stay at Milan instead. Stuff like that. I wish they would do that instead, just to make him feel really, really bad, and then his confidence would be really, really low. You don't build a team around a goalie, which my friend Marco just DM'd me. He said, keep it going, guys. We don't build a team around a goalie, and you don't because soccer's different than hockey, like hockey or something else. You can have a great defense, and your goalie just has to be good enough, and you can win, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, you look at Barca and stuff. Victor Valdez wasn't that good.
Did you see someone? I tweeted something out earlier today, just 2 hours ago. I go, if you tell me Milan will sell Donnarumma and use his return to acquire Andrea Bellotti and Lucas Skorupski, should I sign here? And someone goes, 4 strikers and an empty net. Seems like a great plan. With Skorupski as a goalkeeper, though.
Wait, what the hell? What?
But that's what I'm saying. Is that I think that a lot of people are they don't realize that there are very good options out there. Skorupski had a fantastic year. He's also Poland's third choice keeper right now, by the way. Empoli. He's had a 2 good solid years in Italy. He's ready for a big move. I mean, if Milan want him, he can definitely have him. Roma obviously have Alisson Becker, the Brazilian that they got last summer.
Yeah.
They have Skorupski could be had. I think Milan. That's the beauty is that Milan have options. They have options.
Yeah, we do have options
for goalkeepers.
Yeah, of
course.
Know what I'm
saying? It's Mattia Perrin. That's a risk because he's coming back from an injury. Go to Napoli. It looks like Napoli really want him, and they're offering, I think, 17 million euro, which is what I read yesterday. Options, and I think that's why a lot of Milan fans shouldn't be too worried. Again, it's just it's so new. It's so the wound is so fresh that people are like, oh, who are we gonna get and who is this? But it's Donnarumma. Who can replace him?
Yeah.
Sure, you got three additional improved defenders. Conte arrives. Milan have a much better situation than they were last year. I think people are overreacting. Yes, it's a big player and it's a big decision. It's kind of disappointing. One thing if they had a guy like Belotti and Belotti's like, I'm not extending. Or hey, we had a guy like Verratti and Verratti's like, I'm not extending. I'm going to PSG or Barcelona. Okay. You know what? Yes, he was impactful for Milan, and he could have been the face. But the show goes on. Milan are building a project that's exciting, and fans should kind of hang their hat on.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Donnarumma,
We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap this up. It's a pretty good rant.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna leave off with this last thing here. This is the last thing I think for all the live viewers. It's from a picture from today's press conference from Marco Fasone. Ready? So quote unquote, we have to go forward, and AC Milan will go forward. End quote. That's what we got to end off with today.
Well said.
And we're Milan, and we're on the uprise, and I'm excited for what's to come. And I know we're all excited for what's to come, right?
100%.
I'm here, but if you need a shoulder to cry on and you need some help getting through, you guys can tweet at me or follow me at Matt_Santangelo, and we can work this thing out together, all right?
Yeah, you can follow me at Luca _LaPorta, and you can follow Mike at Mike TMG5. Anyways, all right,
Thank
guys.
you for having me on, guys.
Listening. Yeah, of course, man. Of course, man. We'll definitely have you on soon. We got a lot of listeners, so guys, Forza Milan, and it's gonna be a big few weeks. Hopefully, we can, secure Conti and maybe Belotti. Who knows? Okay, ciao, guys. Ciao, Mike. Ciao, Matt.
Ciao, ragazzi.